Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy PT, man. And I know it's been a minute that I put anything out, but I felt compelled to put something out today because today is October 16th, 2025. And October 16th, 1995, one of the most influential things of my lifetime happened. The Million Man March took place out here in Washington, D.C. And I was fortunate enough and cognitive. Well, I ain't gonna say cognitive enough to know, because my mom made me go. So I really didn't want to go just because I was like, I didn't understand the importance of it. But me and my buddy hopped on the train and we went down there and we were there the whole day. And I just remember the just the amount of black men in one space. And there was no violence, there was no hatred, there was no you're from here, I'm from here type of deal. It was a day of love, it was a day of respect, it was a day of honoring each other. And listening to the speakers, and they're talking about how powerful we are as black men and how we need to get back on our square, right? We need to get back to being the leaders in our community. We need to get back to earning the respect of our women. We need to get back to being better husbands and fathers and brothers and sons. And it starts with us. We need to be financially aware. We need to, there was so much they were pouring into us that day, and you left with such a sense of responsibility to our community and motivation to want to go back and help. And it seemed like for a while it took place. There's probably, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of nonprofits that probably was created. People were out here. We were doing our best to get onto the grind, to get back to helping our communities. But at the end of the day, we started to hurt ourselves again. And since 1995, I was a child then. I was 20. I've had 3 children since then. And I've tried to instill all of those principles and lessons that we learned into my children. And it seems with the climate of today that some of those lessons, or maybe people didn't attend it, but we're not carrying that same level of accountability to our kids. I live out here in Baltimore County and I do work in Baltimore City. And I go to the detention centers and I see the schools. And I grew up in Prince George's County, and I'm sure that any major city has the same issues. And a lot of it is that we have some good men. I'm not saying we don't have them. We do. But we need so many more to get back. And it's time for us to take back our communities. It's time to get the drugs out of the community. It's time to get the violence out of the community, the crime. It's time to change the mindset of saying, I don't know, the we don't snitch mentality. It's time to save our community. It's time to save our children. These children are getting shot and murdered. A kid 14 years old was just shot up in my old neighborhood in a drive-by in Springer Lake Apartments just a few weeks ago. 14. What are you doing at 14 to be murdered? And who is murdering a 14-year-old? And the question I got to ask is, where is their mom and where is their dad? And I do put a lot of blame on the males, because coming back from that Million Man March, we knew that we were responsible for bringing our communities back. We can't sit here and bounce our chests and say we're men and then blame the women on why our children aren't right and why we're not doing the right things, right? It's time for us to be disciplined. It's time for us to do what we need to do. I don't care what we've done before. None of us is perfect. We all got history. We all got past. But if you're still living in that level of confusion and undisciplined ways, then then that needs to change. And we need to walk back into our communities and take them back. We need to get the violence out of it. We need to save our kids. We need to get the schools better. We need to do that. We need to get the churches back involved where they're not afraid to come into the community and speak. It didn't matter where I lived. Jehovah's Witnesses always knocked on our door. They go to projects, they go to ghettos, they have no fear because they believe in saving our souls. We have to believe strong enough that we could save our people. And it's not easy. It's not going to be an easy task. But I'm raising my hand and saying, hey, I'm ready to step up and do this. And if any of you all are willing to step up and work beside me, then let's try to get this done, especially here in Maryland, because that's where I'm at. I can't fight in Chicago right now, but there's people in Chicago who can fight. There's people who could go back, remember the message. If you go back on YouTube and pull up the Million Man March and try to listen to the speeches and get re-inspired and motivated. Don't give up on us. Everyone else is giving up on us. We can't give up on ourselves. There's a lot of good men here, but what we learned to do over the past 30 years is to just grab ours and say, I'm going to hold on to ours. I'm going to hold on to mine. I'm going to hold on to my kids. I'm going to hold on to my wife. And I'm going to hold on to my family. And I'm going to let every other family suffer and burn. And we can't do that. We have to get together, stick together, collaborate together, become disciplined together. What does that mean? That means stop having a bunch of children with women, multiple women. We have to raise our boys right. We have to raise our girls better. And through all of this, down the road, we have to then get our self-respect back amongst our own community. Our men got to love our women, and our women need to love our men. And right now, that seems to be a trend where we want to know if you're a high value man, and, and men are asking women, what do you bring to the table? I don't even understand this. And I know someone's going to say, well, PT, you're just old. And we see the statistics out here. But I will tell you this, leaders lead. Women want men who will lead them and who can earn that respect and that trust from them. And the problem is we don't. A lot of us don't. And a lot of us haven't been equipped to. I think I've been put into a place, like I tell everyone, I was raised by a man who's raised by a man who's raised by a man. All these men stay with their families. So the DNA for me is to stay with my family. I've been married for 27 years. I'm not telling you it's easy, and I don't want no hand claps. But what I'm saying is that level of discipline and getting through it has filtered into my son and into my daughters, where they understand that the family is important. And that was on my heart today. There's a lot more to it. But I would say this, if y'all want to make a difference, if you're really like, you know what, PT, like I see this and I'm ready. Like, where can we get in? Where can we fit in? What can we do? Hit me up. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Some of y'all got my number. Just call me and say, hey, let's sit down and have some coffee. And let's talk about how we think we can help our community. And we start with one community at a time. We don't need to, let's just start here in a town, in a city. Let's just go to a high school and see how many we can affect there. And then as we grow, we move to different high schools, middle schools, elementary schools. The one thing that, Charlie Kirk or whatever his name is, right? The one thing that he had right was that you got to get them while they're young. You got to change the mindset of the young in order to get the effects that you want while they're old. And that's what we need to do. We need to pour into our children, and we need to show them that we love them, encourage them, don't doubt them, give them the true guidance of life, make sure they're educated. Let's stop this narrative that, hey, you don't need an education to be successful. Let's identify what successful looks like, and then let's get them the education needed to reach it. I'm not saying they can't be ball players, But I'm just saying there's a reality that if you're 5'1", you might not be the ball player. The odds is not there. But you could be a doctor. You could be a lawyer. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be anything else you could want to be. Let's stop trying to always get people into that 1%, right? And especially when we know the odds of them doing it. I'm not saying don't take the shot. Take the shot if the shot is there. But don't have your kids in intramural sports talking about they're going to the league. Not when they're 17 years old, still playing intramurals. They should be in AAU. And they should have been in AAU for a long time. But, those are things that we will work through. Those are mind frames that we have to change and shift. These are things that we need as men, right? To let people know how this road really looks for us. And it's time for us to stop looking at our women to lead and then get mad when we want to step in and they don't let us. Right? So I don't know. This was on my heart, man. I'm sitting here thinking about the Million Man March and everything that they told us that we were responsible for, the things that they said we were supposed to hold each other accountable for these things. And I think we just dropped the ball. But now it's time to pick that ball back up and get back on the playing field and get back to it. So that's all I really got to say, man. This is a real short message. If it resonates with you, hit me up. Let's talk. Let's figure this out. We can start with going to the detention centers. Tell your story. Just tell your story. We're not looking for you to be some master motivational speaker. No, we just want to be real and prepare these youth for the realness of the world from the eyes that we see it. And your message and your frequency, right? And I'll say this, right? I believe that everyone has a frequency. And your frequency is meant to be heard by certain people. I could share a message with someone that doesn't resonate because my frequency is different than theirs. But when you speak, that's who they needed to hear from. And I know there's a group of people out here who are meant to hear from me. But we want to affect our whole community. So I need more people and their frequencies to come speak and come talk so that we can get this thing done. We shouldn't be afraid to walk in our own communities. We shouldn't be the ones to sit there and say our kids are lost and there's no helping them. I hear Black people say that. Black men say that. Like, bro, you the reason why. All right, I'm not going to get on my, I'm not going to get preachy right now, as I always tell people. So I'm going to bring that back down just a tad bit. But it's time. And the time is now. So if you're ready, hit me up. If you're not ready, don't hit me up. Don't matter. My work is out here in these streets and I'm doing the work. So that's all I got for y'all today, man. Stay real. I'm out.